Okay, so here in our Power Canvas app, we are able to create multiple screens, okay, using galleries. Okay, we are able to compare devices. Okay, and we are able to submit our device request on our data source, which is the Microsoft Dataverse or the Common Data Service. Okay, so once we submitted our request, okay, we are able to navigate to a submission screen. Okay, and our data would be available to our model driven apps. Okay, so on our model driven apps, we see our created business process flow, which are the stages. Okay, so here we created the stages with condition. So if the items is if the item is greater than 1,000, we have an additional stages here. So we have additional capital approval stage. And if less than 1,000, we only have 4 available stages. Okay. So now uh, move on to our fourth module, which is the Power Automate. Okay. So I'll display a video here to for the introduction to Microsoft Power Automate. Okay. What is Power Automate? So Power Automate is the automate this can automate business process, send automatic reminders for past due tasks, move business data between systems on schedule, and can connect to almost 300 data sources. Okay. So there are 4 types of okay. So there are 4 types of flows. Okay. So you can create 4 types of flows. Okay, so can create automated from blank, which is create an automation that is triggered by an event such as arrival of an email from a specific person or a mention of your company in social media, or when an item is created in our SharePoint. Okay, so you can also create an instant from blank, instant flow, start an automation with a click of a button. Okay, you can automate the for repetitive task from your desktop or mobile devices. Okay, for example, instantly send a reminder to the team with a push a button from your mobile device. Okay, schedule an automation such as a daily data upload to SharePoint or on your database. Okay, so business process flow, what we did yesterday. Okay, ensure that everyone in your company follows the same process by defining a set of steps for people to follow. Okay, and also the UI flow. So record clicks and keyboard strokes from your desktop and web application. So this is the RPA flow. So the robotic process automation. Okay. So today we will create a flow. So when when a device request, okay, is added in our data service, our data service device orders table on our data source. Okay, so a flow will trigger on our email. Okay, so let's start uh, creating our Power Automate for our device order data. Okay, so I want you to navigate first to make.powerapps.com or in flows.microsoft.com. Okay, so make.powerapps.com or flow.microsoft.com. Please log in using the trial account that we gave yesterday. Okay, so here, can you remember your credentials?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to close your browser first, then reopen your browser, Edge browser. Okay. Okay, let's start. So in my flows or in flows here in make.powerapps.com. Okay. Okay, go to my flows tab. Okay, my flows tab, and then click new icon here. Then select the automated from blank. Okay, so we will configure the trigger. Okay, so first let's key in the flow name to a new device approval request. Okay, and then for the choose your flows trigger, search in okay, so okay, so search when a record is created. Okay, and then look for the when a record is created. Okay, so should be common data service. Okay, select. Okay, make sure the selected is when a record is created. Okay, so you can also search for common data service. So all the triggers for the common data service will be listed here. So select the when a record is created. Okay. And make sure your environment selected is the one that you created yesterday. Okay. And then after that, if you're sure that the when a record is created is trigger is clicked, click on create. Okay, so this is the trigger, okay, workflow trigger. So on using the common data service connector, okay. So when a record is created in our device order, this flow will trigger or run. Okay. So on the end, on the when a record is created action, okay, let's select the current, okay, current environment. Okay. If you select current, we'll use the and selected environment here. Okay, and for the entity name, okay, search for the device orders. Okay, then select the device orders. Okay. And on the scope, click choose organization. Okay, and let's add another step. Okay, new step. Then search for approvals. Okay, can search for search connectors and action. So we'll search for the approval. Okay, so can see here start and wait for an approval. Okay, so search approvals, can select this approval icon here. So only all the actions inside the approvals connectors, okay, it's listed here. So click the start and wait for an approval. Okay. Then for the approval type, okay, so there are two default type here, the approve reject, everyone must approve, and approve reject first to respond. Okay, but you can also create custom responses. Okay, so let's select the approve reject first to respond. Okay, then for the title, let's key in a new device request for, okay. Okay, and here in our Power Automate, we can use the dynamic content. Okay, so all the fields, okay, are available here in our dynamic content. So it gets information based on our trigger. So when a record is created, so our entity name is device orders or our table name. So entity and table is the same. Okay. So our table name is device order. So for our dynamic content, you can see here when a record is created. Okay. So sometimes if you have many actions here, like SharePoint, or when a record is updated, when you add a step here, when a record update item like that. Okay. So you can see here many fields with the same column name, but you can see here on the top where what step or action is it coming from. Okay, so here for our title, you can select the device name. Okay, so new device request for device name. So whatever we pass in our data on our device order table. Okay, okay. So for example, here once we requested a device ordering app when we submitted the request. Okay, so for example, the device name is Acer Aspire U. Okay, so here it automatically gets the device name or the information for that column. Okay, so next for the assign to. Okay, remember we here in our form. Okay, we have approver. Okay, so we can select the assign to approver, which is our manager. Okay, here you can also key in. For example, you can key in manual manually. Okay, you can hard coded it here, but it's not the standard one. So let's just stick to our dynamic content approver. Okay. Okay, and same assigned to, so you can put many information here by separating it by semicolon. Okay, so next, let's click the show advanced option. Okay, then you can see additional fields. So for the requestor, okay, so let's search for our dynamic content requested by. Okay. Okay, so here on the details, below the assign to, let's key in a new device has been requested. Okay. Then to enter a new line, just hold the shift key and enter. Okay. And then let's add the device name. Okay. And then shift enter again, then the dollar sign, and let's add in the price column, price field. Okay, so here are the details. We will put the information of the requested device. Okay, so price. Okay, so then department contribution. Okay, fine. Then search department contribution. Okay, so and for the below the department contribution, let's add the comments. Okay, so all of these are we are it is included on our form in our device ordering app. Okay, so your flow should consist of two actions. So at first, a trigger. So when a record is created, trigger. Okay. Next, and start and wait for an approval. Okay. So the approval type should be approve reject, first to respond. Then for the title, new device request for the device name. Okay. And then assign to, we added the approver dynamic column on our dynamic content. Okay, and then for the details, a new device is requested. Then we added the device name, price, department contribution, and comments. And for the requestor, we also added the requested by field from our when our record is created trigger. Okay. Okay. Let's save first our flow. So here on the top, just click save. Okay. So should have the save word here besides the name. So if you're not unsure, if you're unsure if whether you save it or not, just click on save again. Okay. Okay. Next, let's add a conditional logic. So we let's click the new step below the start and wait for an approval action. Okay. Then let's search in condition. Okay. Then click the condition control. So here we can select for choose a value field. We can select the outcome. Okay. So here I have in my dynamic content here I have two fields. Okay. For from the start and wait for an approval uh, action and on my when a record is created trigger. Okay. So here we are waiting for a response based on our approval action. Okay. So for our choose value, we can choose the outcome field on our dynamic content. So what is outcome? The outcome of the approval. Okay. So outcome is equal to approve. Okay. So is equal to approve. Okay. So because here our approval type is approve or reject only. Okay. Okay. So approve, reject. So here we can key in approve or reject. So when our outcome is equal to approve, so if yes, we will add an action here. Okay, so if yes, okay, so let's update our record from our device order. Okay, so let's search for update record. Okay, so here you can see the update our record from Common Data Service current environment. Okay, so here you can see a premium icon here. So means that you need to pay an additional license to use this connector. Okay, so if you okay, so once added, okay, you can see the update record action here. Okay, so again, here we created an approval, start and wait for an approval action. So approve and reject. So here in our condition, so if the outcome of the approval is equals to approve, okay, we will update a record in if yes, okay. So if yes, update a record entity name from our table, which is the device order. Okay. So again, entity name is also table name. Okay. They just recently changed the name of the entity to table. Okay. So and entity name, device order. So for the item ID. Okay. So okay. So here on our device order data. Okay. You can see a device order column here that has a unique ID. Okay, so here in our item ID, enter a globally unique identifier or the GUID. Okay, so we can use this column, so device order, to select a unique item. Okay, so in our dynamic content, let's search for device order. Okay, so you can see here unique identifier for entity instances. Okay, again, dynamic content, search for device order. Then click the device order field here. You can see the description here. Unique identifier for entity instances. Okay. Okay, then expand. Okay, the advanced option. And then navigate through the status. Okay. Sorry for the approval status here. Okay, so remember yesterday, we created an approval status column here. Okay, so let's change the approval status to approve. Okay, so because we are so our condition is outcome is equals to approve, then if yes, change to approval status approved. Okay, and then for the approved date, sorry, I typo. So approved date, okay, can add the now today's date or UTC now, okay. So here in our expression, can create here UTC, add UTC now, okay. Then click OK. Then it will add the function UTC now, okay. Okay, so for the approved date, again for the approved date, click the expression tab here, okay. So here in the expression, we can customize. For example, we want to concatenate two strings. You can use the concat function, string function. Okay. So you can also use logical functions. Okay. Conversion functions. Okay. Math function can add two fields here on our math functions. Okay. date and time. Okay, here UTC now, add hours, add day, add days, okay, etc. Then for on our update a record action, let's add the comments. Okay, so let's search for the comments again. Okay, so when a record is created, let's just type in the comments. Okay. Okay, our update a record should contain the entity name, device orders for the item ID, device order. Okay, so for the approved date, we added the expression UTC now. Okay, and then the approval status, we change it to approve. Okay, then for the comments, we selected the comments dynamic field from when a record is created action. Okay, so save first. Okay, and then let's minimize this action. Okay, by clicking the header. Then after that, we want to send an email. Okay, on our manager once we added a record. Okay, so below the update a record action, let's add another action. So search for send an email. Okay, send an email. Okay, should see here a send connector, send an email v2. Okay, should always use this one, send an email v2. So it uses the Office 365 Outlook. Okay, so select. So V2 is the current version. Okay, so once they updated this one on a new version, should be V3. Okay. Okay, so on our to field, okay, let's add the dynamic content. Okay, so here can click the add dynamic content button here. Okay, and then let's key in the requested by. Okay. Then for the subject, okay, your device order has been approved. Then on our body, okay, let's click the code view here. Okay, so we can edit our body using the HTML tags. Okay, so let's type in your device has been approved. Okay, then HTML tag for bold. Okay, and then we so here let's select. Okay, so let's select the device name. So here on our dynamic content, okay, so we can see multiple device name. So let's search for device name. Okay, so look in the screen. So we have two device name underneath each action. So we have device name for update a record and a device name for when a record is created. Okay. So we should select the device name from the when a record is created section action. Okay. So because on our updated record, we don't pass any value here. Okay. So let's use the device name from the underneath the when a record is created. Okay. Because this when we run this trigger, all the data from our device order table is all passed through this connector. Okay. Next, let's close the HTML tag. Okay. Then add the BR for new line. Okay. Then estimated ship date. Okay. Let's find the for the dynamic content. Let's add the estimated ship date from when a record is created action also. Okay. Okay. Then let's add the response summary here from our start and wait for an approval action. Okay, so our action should send an email V2 action should be to requested by. Okay, from the when a record is created. Okay, and subject, your device order has been approved. Then on body, your device has been approved. Device name, estimated ship date. Okay. So again, so when we submitted a device request in our device ordering app, okay, the flow will so it will added in our device order. So once added here on our device order table, our flow will trigger. Okay, so run start and wait for an approval action. Okay, and assign to our manager. Okay, or approver. Okay, and then so we'll also run an action condition action. Okay, so if approved, we'll update a record. Okay, based on the outcome here. Okay, then it will send an email to the requestor or the user. Okay, saying that your device has been approved. Okay, then click save. Okay, let's test our flow now. Okay, so you can access your Outlook using using your trial account by navigating to office.com and just click the Outlook app or navigating to outlook.office.com. Okay, let's save. Okay, so to test the flow, we have here the test button. Okay, so click the test button first and click the I'll perform the trigger action. Okay, then click the test button. Okay. So you can see here it's running now, but it's waiting for our it's waiting for the trigger to run first. So let's navigate to the Microsoft make that powerapps.com and then play the device ordering app. Okay, play. Then try to submit one item. Okay. Okay, my approver is my email, then requested by myself also. Then device request. Okay, HP EliteBook 8570p. Okay, so let me see here in my device order. So here I added the HP EliteBook 8 570p. Okay. Then you can see here in our Power Automate. Okay. So when our record is created, so it's successful. So you can see here the check icon. Okay. So for the body, we can see here all the information available. Okay. And so it's waiting for the start and wait for an approval. Okay. So you can see here in progress icon. So let's see if I receive the email now. Okay. So at first, it's first run. It will take 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, but we can add another one, so we can try. Okay, so we can see our approvals using our email or here in flow.microsoft.com, there's an approval tab here. So in action items tab, okay, so below the home tab on our left navigation pane, you can see the action items, then approvals. Okay, so it's flow still running, so let's wait. Normally, if you just created the flow, it will take some time to get the approval. Okay. Sometimes it's 5 to 10 minutes or more. So yeah, let's wait first. We receive. Yeah, you can use the you can use condition time to set the or to schedule the run of the sending the email. Okay. Oh, okay. So remember, we have a type scheduled from blank. Okay, we can use this. Okay. So you can see, I submitted 3 items. Okay. So it's still the status is still running. Okay. So let's wait for the approvals to come in on our email. You can test it and try to refresh the page or your Outlook if you can receive the approval email. Okay. Oh, sorry. So not in approval. So can see here in business process flows. Okay. Okay. Here you can see. Okay, you can see the 3 items I created. Okay. So the HP Pavilion, and Series 5. Okay. For this is for business process flow. Yeah, should be here in approvals. Okay. Let's just wait for the approvals.
received it.
I received already. Okay. So I haven't received it yet. Don't know why. How about you guys? Did you receive the approval email? Okay. So here, I have here my approvals. Okay, you can see a new device request. So we can wait, okay. There's three ways or many ways to navigate to your approvals. Okay. One is to navigate to flow.microsoft.com, then go to action items, then approvals. Okay. Next, on your mobile device, you can if you have the Power Automate application in your mobile devices, you can have a notification like approval or something. Okay, so and other one is the email. Okay, so here approvals, new device request for HP Pavilion, then requested by the John Vince Gomez. Then a new device has been requested. Okay, so device name, price, department contribution, and the comments. Okay, so I will click now for approve. Okay, and then the comments. Okay, then submit. Wait, uh, here you can click the item here. Same, you can see the overview. So approval, the subject, the requested by, okay, the details. So a new device has been requested. Device name, price, contribution. Say here, just you can choose for the approve, reject, and reassign. Okay.
Can you check the email you sent to the user?
Yes, you can. Sorry.
The email system. You open the Outlook again. Yes, can you change the Microsoft Power and the comments there?
This one?
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure, but I think no because it's the default from the Microsoft Flow connector. So wait.
Yes, we already have a domain that
I think you cannot change the email from, okay, because we don't have here the from fields. Okay, so here in our send an email we can set that one. Okay, send us. Okay, for example you have the service account for your company. Okay, here you can send us. Okay, wait, let's approve this first. Okay, approve. I submit. Okay, so I've approved. So I should okay, here I received the email. Your device has been approved. Okay, so here you can change the from. Okay, so for example, service account. Okay, then this is the uh, your device has been approved. The device name, estimated ship date. Okay, then the outcome. Okay, so approver response, then the response date. Okay, so Okay, so here you can once we approve or submit the approval, okay, can see the status change to succeeded. Okay, can click the item here, then you can see the history. Okay, so your flow ran successfully. Okay, can see so the inputs expression result true because outcome is equals to approve. Then if yes, okay. Then next, let's update the flow. Okay, uh, to add an action if the outcome is rejected. Okay, so can edit the flow by clicking the ribbon here, edit. Okay, then expand the condition action, then on if no section, okay, add an action. Let's search for the update record. Okay, using the common data service current environment actions. Okay, so click same entity name. Okay, key in device orders. Okay, and then for the item ID, let's add again the device order for the unique identifier. Okay, then for the approval status, let's choose the reject. Okay, so in if no section, app data record, so it will name app data record 2. Okay, because we updated the we have already the update record action here. Okay, you can rename each header here. Okay, by clicking the ellipsis here. Okay, click the rename, right click, click, then rename, then update a record rejected. Okay, in here, let's rename to. Okay, so uh, click the minimize the data record rejected action. Okay, so we'll add an action below it. So you can add an action, click the add an action, or search for send an email action. Okay, same. Click the send an email V2. Okay, or what you can do is in if yes condition, click the ellipsis here, the three dots. Okay, you can click copy to my clipboard. Okay, copy to my clipboard. So you can click add an action. Then there's a tab here, my clipboard. Okay, you can see the send an email action. Okay, so whichever the settings here on the yes condition, we'll copy it to the no condition. Okay, so but you can check if there's an error. Okay, so let's change the subject. Okay, so your device was not approved. Okay, and then let's change the body section. Okay, on the let's delete all the details first. Then let's add sorry, your request for device name was not approved. Okay. Then we add the response summary again. Okay. Okay, and then let's save. Okay, so here I have the flow save with code invalid template. Okay, so here the problem for if you copy. Okay, so if you copy an action to the other section here, you can see we have an error. So you can hover to the dynamic content here. Okay, so you can see the outputs update a record approved. Okay, so you should make sure that your dynamic content is getting uh, from the correct action. So here for the requested, so let's key in requested by. Then make sure the output once you hover it to the requested by field, okay, it gets the outputs from the update a record rejected action. Okay, so you can see here in our yes, it's getting from the update a record approved. Okay, so save. Okay, then you can test the submit a device request again. So now once you receive the approvals, choose the reject button instead of the approve button. Okay, here I received the flow, so I will click the reject. Okay, so submit. Okay, so rejected comments, rejected, no budget for FY21. Okay, so you can see here in my history, our flow is successfully run. Then you can see our condition action is run through the no section. Okay. Okay, you can see the email. Your device was not approved. Sorry if your request for Lenovo was not approved. Okay. Okay, have you tried it on your end? Okay. Okay, you can see here in our model-driven app. Okay, it updates the status. Okay, so and on our device order table, you can also see here. So you can see here the updated status and comments. Okay. So on mobile device, it should be like this. Okay. So you can see tabs, feed, approvals. Okay. So a new device request like this one. Okay. So you just need to approve, then put some comments. Then once approved, so okay. So an email will be received by the requester. Okay, let's have a 15 minutes break first.